All right, on to big five, number 3. Delta S is equal to velocity final times time minus 1/2 acceleration times time squared. So in this one, we're actually missing the initial velocity and we're given a final velocity. Let's do 28. If an object with a final velocity of 6 meters per second experienced an acceleration of 2 meters per second, and that should be squared, for 4 seconds, what would the displacement of that object be? So we're given our final velocity, which is v of 6 meters per second. We're also given our acceleration of 2 meters per second squared, sorry about that typo, and then a time of 4. And we need to plug this in to our displacement formula. So delta S is going to be equal to our velocity, 6, times our time, 4 seconds, minus 1/2 acceleration, which in this case is 2, times our time, 4, squared. Delta S is going to be equal to 6 times 4, which comes out to be 24, minus 1/2 times 2, which is 1, times 4 squared, which is 16. So our displacement is going to be delta S is equal to 24 minus 16. 24 minus 16 comes out to be a displacement of 8. And since we're talking about displacement, it's going to be 8 meters. '29. After realizing the bell is about to ring to start 8th period, Miss Rue sprints down the hall to get to her class, taking 5 seconds to do so. If her final velocity is 2 meters per second and she experiences an acceleration of 1.5 meters per second squared, how far does she travel down the hall in this time? Again, we're given 3 things: 5 seconds, which is our time, our final velocity, which is 2 meters per second, and her acceleration, which is 1.5 meters per second squared. So time, 5 seconds, her final velocity, which is 2 meters per second, and then an acceleration, 1.5 meters per second squared. We plug this into our formula. Delta S is equal to our velocity, which is 2, times our time, which is 5, minus 1/2, times our acceleration, 1.5, times our time, which is 5, squared. Delta S is going to be equal to 2 times 5, which is 10, minus 1/2 times 1.5, which we know from earlier is 0.75, times 5 squared, which is 25. 0.75 times 25 comes out to be 18.75. So our displacement is 10 minus 18.75. When we do this, comes out to be a displacement of negative 8.75. And that's going to be in meters. So this is basically saying Miss Rue ran down the hall and then ran back the opposite direction. Know that this is okay to have this negative answer here.